We're here in the healing space. My name is Jane. For all of you all who do not know me, I am an herbalist and I'm a wellness consultant. So I help people to find wellness on their journeys in a natural way. There's so many people who are just disinterested in Western medicine for whatever their reasons are, and I am I am not shunning anything about that industry. I am just letting people know that there are alternatives available. Okay. And coming into this knowledge, I am happy to share it with you guys. You know you're doing something right when they start shadow banning you. You ain't even got that many followers. So I want to encourage you all to just start tapping into me. When you start seeing me go live, you need to be in the room because they're not allowing you to see my content. The moment I put something up, they snatch it back down. They don't want you guys to know that this is possible. So you need to get in the room anytime you see me live. Or if I'm talking about a topic that you think might be of interest to somebody, let them know. Let them know. Okay, so the topic today, and I'm drinking minus mucus. This is an herbal detox formula. I feel that my spirit has been called and led to start detoxing once again. And this literally detoxes every system of my body. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in. You literally will start feeling mucus come out of every part of you, like as you do this. And it's best that you stay at home is if you can while you're in the first few days of taking this formula, because you will be purging a lot. You will be pooping a lot. Okay. And it's a very bitter formula. And it also stops pathogens and dirt from coming into your body as you're detoxing. And it also helps to remove heavy metals from your body. Heavy metal detox. Ooh, bitter. All right, so I just happened to get on social media today and I was talking to this woman who I know from some time ago, and she's going through something called endometrial dysplasia, hyperphagia. And what that is a thickening of the endometrial lining. And sometimes when it gets to be over a certain thickness, it becomes very painful. Very, 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 very painful. And she also shared that she's got fibroid tumors. And the only reason why I'm sharing this with you all is because it's public. She shared it publicly. And I went to comment on it, and they deleted my comment. I didn't even share anything like personal or like in depth about anything I know, but they deleted the comment. And I was like, what the heck? They deleted the comment. I went to screenshot it and they were like, you don't have to screenshot it. You can just send us a message, or you can just talk about it in your story. Tell us, right? So I hit the tell us button and it disappeared. So I went to comment again and they did the exact same thing, deleted my comment. So I told the lady, I was trying to send you some encouraging words, blah, 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 and they keep deleting my comment. She saw it. I put it on my story, and we ended up having this long conversation about stuff, right? Which was great. And it was just a divine opportunity. She was just like, I really appreciate you reaching out. Like, God knows what I'm going through. Like, this is what I'm gonna have to go through. And she was like, I don't want to have this surgery. So I want to go the natural healing route. So I wanted to share in that with you all, because so many women going through the same thing. There's so many women going through the same thing, and what we don't know is what it is or how this even occurred in the first place. Like, let me get my notes, y'all. Like, how did this occur? Where did it stem from? Like, I remember in my early 20s, I would get cysts on my ovaries. And at first, I didn't know what they were. I would go to the doctor and they would be like, I would tell them, like, I feel this pain, like right here. It's like, I would describe the pain. It hurts. It's like right around the time I start ovulating, I could feel it. Super painful. What am I supposed to do about it? And they couldn't tell me anything more than, you have a cyst. They would do an ultrasound. They say, there's a cyst on your ovary. And then I remember one time it got the size of a golf ball. It was so painful. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was crying. I didn't want to go to work. It was painful. And I didn't have any understanding of that at the time, like what was going on with my body. And they couldn't tell me anything more than what it was and to give me a prescription. Go fill this prescription, take it. If that doesn't work, here's another prescription. If that doesn't work, here's another prescription. Sound familiar? Right? And what was really going on is, there's a lot. So we have something called a corpus luteum. And what that is a sac of cells that grows on your ovaries every month. Hey, D-Mac, let me take a moment to just say hey and to recognize everybody that came into the room. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the healing space. I'm glad you are here. Please stay a while. Please share this video with somebody, because I know so many people are going through the same thing and they want to cut you. Yes, we're going to get there. We're going to get to that part. So the corpus luteum, that's a sac of cells that grow on your ovaries around the time you ovulate each month. And what's supposed to happen is if you don't become pregnant in that time, you're supposed to shed that corpus luteum. There's a shedding that's supposed to take place. They act as a small, what's the word for it? They act as like a temporary organ. That's what the word is. They act as a temporary organ. And what that organ is supposed to do is receive progesterone, right? And the progesterone is what releases that sac, and that's what you shed. That lining, that endometrial lining, is what we shed every month. That's what our menstrual cycle is consistent of. It is shedding that lining. It is shedding those cells. So if you are not shedding those cells every month, they continue to build. And then depending on your diet, you're adding toxins into that, right? Again, I said they're cells, right? And they're becoming little organs. And they're clustering, right? And you're not shedding that lining. Let me close this door because these dogs are going crazy. 1 second. So you're not shedding those cells every month, and they're going to continue to cluster and to form. And that is what is known as P.C.O.S, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is a syndrome of polycysts. Poly means many, multiple cysts. These things become cysts. They become pockets of fluid. Again, they're like filled, and although they are benign, they hurt. They're very painful, and they contribute to a host of other problems, like our inability for a lot of women to get pregnant. And so many women want to get pregnant. And if you don't want to get pregnant, it still leads to a host of other problems. There is a down regulation in your hormones, and there's a down regulation in your genes, your gene expressions. So your body is not functioning at its optimal capacity. So what are you supposed to do about that? You want to attack the governing body of your entire reproductive system. That's the pituitary gland. Anybody familiar with the pituitary gland? Take a break. A little water break. You know somebody that went through that? I will definitely send it. I'll save it. It'll be on my YouTube later. Because they may take this down. So I just want to remind you guys that I'm being shadow banned. So if you ever see my post, just be intentional if you care about this content to circulate it, because they don't want people to see this kind of information. All right. So I really appreciate everybody's encouragement and your support. And I really appreciate every time y'all get in my DMs, but I promise you the comments go a long way, because there's so many people who have the same questions, but some people are afraid to ask. Some of y'all are not afraid to ask, but some people are really afraid to ask. Hey, Adrian, I'm glad you came in, Zoto, because we're talking about a whole lot of good stuff, okay? So we're going to go back to this P.C.O.S, right? And we'll also talk about those fibroid tumors. They all derive from the exact same thing. You have an overproduction of estrogen in your body, and your body is not producing enough of the other balancing hormones like progesterone, pregnenolone, all those other hormones that help to balance you out. what we end up doing is we go to the doctor and they'll tell you stuff that you will find out that you are hormonally imbalanced. And what do? They might put you on a hormone medication. Some people get put on steroids. A lot of women are being put on like synthetic forms of progesterone. And that's what they have to do to regulate and substantiate themselves, because that's what they know, right? But what if I were able to tell you that there's other ways for you to do that naturally, where you don't have to take a synthetic form of it. You can get what literally came from the earth. What ends up happening is they learn about the herbs, right? They do the same thing I'm doing, right? They learn this stuff and then they find a way to synthesize it, separate the chemical components of it to extract the exact constituent that they want from it, right? If it's just the progesterone that they're looking for, they're going to find a way to do that. But anytime you introduce a synthetic form of something and it's been isolated, you are adding a toxin to your body. It is put in this structural form of an herb for a reason. You need every constituent a part of that herb in order for it to work the right way. Greetings. Yes, thank you for joining, everybody. And I really appreciate you, Mia, moderating the comments. I love her. She is also another herbalist. When I tell y'all I don't know this stuff just by myself, I tap into a resource of other people who study the exact same thing, and we share in this mindset. We continue to sharpen each other. Iron sharpens iron. And she also shared a similar experience where she healed herself after she moved here. She found an herbalist and she went on the same journey I'm talking to y'all about right now. She did it. And this woman is like P.C.O.S. free, if I may share that. But I know she don't mind sharing that. So just please, just allow your spirit to take whatever it's supposed to take from this and distract the rest. If it ain't for you, it's not for you. But share it with somebody who it is for. Okay? So again, you have an overproduction of estrogens, right? And where do we get the estrogens from? The lining of the can. The canned goods that we eat is lined with estrogen. These plastic bottles that we drink water out of, it is lined with estrogen. I don't even care if it says BPA free. If you're letting those bottles sit in your car, it is doing what? It is decomposing, and you are adding chemicals into your body. All of that stuff is attacking your hormones. We really don't believe it until we start to experience the symptoms like P.C.O.S. and endometriosis and all this other kind of stuff. And a lot of people are really puzzled because they're like, this stuff didn't exist like that 50 years ago. I didn't hear about all this kind of stuff. Yeah, because the foods were not being made the same. These processes are new. All of the stuff that we are being introduced to are new, and we blindly say yes to everything. We blindly say yes. We will accept it in our non-petition of saying, no, I will not accept this in my diet. I'm not going to eat this if it has red this, yellow that, blue this. We continue to eat it, and our petition is in what we consume. We are not saying no, so we continue to ingest it, and this is what's happening to our bodies. We start growing hair because why? We have an overgrowth of testosterone now. So you start to grow beard hairs. It's natural to grow like some like facial hairs, right? Like we are, beings, but I'm talking about the overgrowth of hairs, chest hairs, right? I've seen it. It happens. And it's not even just the hair growth, but like I said, there's so many other problems that go along with it. There's pain around your menstrual cycle. Some people don't have periods at all. Some people's periods go away. And I'm sorry, these comments are like blocking my face, but some people's periods go away altogether. And some people are like continually hormonally out of balance. And they have to, like I said, be put on some kind of synthetic hormone to regulate themselves. They're moody all the time. Some people go into early menopause because they are hormonally out of balance. Some people go for hysterectomies because it's intolerable. The pain is intolerable. Some people even go and get the fibroids removed and they grow back. How about that? So what are we supposed to do about it? Get rid of the meat. Get rid of the starch. I think somebody just said, get rid of the starch. Get rid of the dairy. You have to go in for a lifestyle change. You have to opt for a total life shift. You cannot continue, you cannot ask for something different and do the same things that you were doing. That is literally insanity. It does not work. You have to opt for something different. If you say, I don't want to take a medication all the rest of my life, is there a way? Yes, there is. You got to cleanse your body. You got to detox your body. A lot of people are like, just give me a magic pill and let it go away. Sis, bro. No. Like, let's adopt a new way. It's not hard. So I was talking to you guys about the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland, it sits on top of the ovaries, right on top of and it governs all of your reproductive organs. So what you have to do is go after your entire endocrine system. Your endocrine system are all of your glands. A lot of the times what's going on is our lymph is stagnant. We have a lot of lymph stagnation. And I can tell you how I know. If you have painful and swollen boobs, you have lymph stagnation. Your lymph nodes are not properly releasing those toxins by way of the aluminum deodorants that you use, not ever giving your glands a break and allowing them to breathe. It's okay to get musty. Like, let's get real. It's okay to get musty. Those are toxins coming out of your body. What is wrong with y'all? Taking a chemical and throwing it right back on top of what's trying to come out. This is why you continue to like go through this. If y'all are here and y'all loving this, give me some hearts, give me some fire, give me what you love. Let me know that you are here, you getting this information. I want to get into this comment right here. It's messing the men up too. Now they're growing breasts. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. And they have too much estrogen. They're becoming, they're also starting to become more feminine. And I remember Brother Reza Islam speaking about that, and y'all got mad at him. A lot of y'all got mad at him, but it's because lack of information leads to ignorance. You ignore the things that you don't know, and you get mad at people who really speak on it because they have knowledge about it. So estrogen, it increases your breast size. Little boys are starting to grow titties, like real life titties. Like they need to be wearing like back straps, like, because there is too much estrogen. Their diets are heavily consisted of soybean oil, refined sugars, estrogen line cans. Like I said, all of this stuff is all contributing to the emasculation of our men too. They're sensitive. They're not protectors. What they used to call what they're doing to us right now, back in the day, they would do this to soldiers in war to make them more docile, which means that it makes them surrender to them. It makes them more vulnerable, and it makes them, you know, like submit to the will of the power, the people who did it to them. So they're doing the exact same thing to us via our foods, and look at what's happening. That's really what's going on. What are the steps of getting rid of the starch? That was a really good question. People who eat meats and all that kind of stuff, what can you do first? You want to cleanse every system of your body, including your blood. You want to start cleansing your blood, because what happens is your blood starts to coagulate. That adds to a host of other things like high cholesterol, blockages. That starts to mess with your heart, your whole cardiovascular system. That adds inflammation to your body. I'm telling you, like, you don't even really want to mess around with starch. Like, y'all gotta like let the starch go. Like you gotta have that so moderately. And I'm gonna be real with you. It's become so prevalent that people are dying young that we forgot people used to live for a long time. This is not normal. People dying at 40 and 50 and having heart attacks and strokes and living in hypertensive conditions and living in the struggle, living in survival mode all the time. That is not normal. You have to get rid of, you're allowing the energy in by what you eat, what you consume, what you listen to, what you hear. Your consumption is what's making you sick. So you think because you killed the animal and you cook it, You cooked out all the energy. No, the energy is also transferred. The energy still gets transferred to you. You're eating that energy. So eat the plants because they're electrical. We are electrical beings, which means that we should be eating what? Electrical foods. We should be eating foods that are high in electricity. Yes, and it also causes lumps in the breast. There is an over, y'all go look at the numbers. Breast cancer is up astronomically over the past 10 years. 10 years. I'm not even going to go into 20 years, but over the past 10 years, breast cancer is up astronomically. And guess who else is starting to be affected by breast cancer? Men. Do y'all understand the rarity of a man getting breast cancer? And now men are starting to get breast cancer. Y'all, that was on the news the other day, and I was like, Lord, this is where we are. So you asked me a question. That's the womb wellness. You want to get you some minus mucus. Now I sell these in capsules, and they also come in loose leaf form, so you can make the tea. That's what I have back there. That's a loose leaf tea. I just made a whole decoction of it last night. I let it sit overnight. That mug is strong. Do you hear me? But I've got the card in my hand right here, so I'm gonna tell you about the minus mucus. Since you asked me, it's a detox herbal formula aimed at cleansing every system and organ of the body. It is a detox herbal formula. So you can detox. Some people, they go and get laxative and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something that's going to clean every system of your body. I'm talking about your blood. I'm talking about your skin, which is the largest organ of your body. Many people don't understand that. That also influences eczema. This is going to help you to clear up your gut, which is associated with so many other skin problems like acne, like eczema, like plaque psoriasis, like alopecia, all of that. All of it. Stop playing with me. It removes excess mucus and acid and toxins from the body on a cellular level. This formula enters your cells and it goes in and it removes the toxins. It removes toxic waste. And this is why you got to drink a lot of water, because what ends up happening is once it starts to come out of your lymph, you got to push that out. Otherwise, a lot of people, as they start detoxing, they say, I got sick, or I started to catch the flu. You might feel flu-like symptoms. That is the body's way of detoxing itself. That is the body's natural way of detoxing itself. And you got to start becoming familiar with what detox looks and feels like. This is why it's going to be important for you to stay connected with people who know this stuff. Don't just let people like me exist. You don't take advantage of what's out here for you. Okay? So it cleanses the glands. Remember, I just said you need to cleanse your whole glandular highway. You have so many glands in your body. You need to cleanse every gland in your body. You got glands here, you got glands here, you got glands down here, you got glands everywhere, and they support your entire body. If you're not cleansing your glands, you're going to get sick. That is why you get sick, because you have so much toxins built up in your lymph nodes. You got to cleanse those lymph nodes. That's your endocrine system. Your endocrine system, your skeletal system, your muscular system, your nervous system gets cleansed. Every part of your body gets cleansed when you drink this formula. And like I said, it stops pathogens and dirt from entering the body. So we're in this climate where stuff is going on in the air, stuff is going on in the water, and all of that. So as you were taking in all this stuff, it's kind of like this. This is coming up like a barrier, like bing. Can nothing enter you? Can nothing enter that cell? They cannot penetrate past that cell. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, are you really feeling the depth of what I'm saying? Like, it's cleansing your cells on a cellular, it's so deep. And it prevents bodily tissue dehydration. How many of y'all out here really dehydrated and you don't know it? Your bodily tissues are also dehydrated. That's what's going on with your skin. Some of us are 30 something and we look 60. We're dehydrated. And a lot of the time you're like, I drink water. I know, but you're drinking water and it's probably not spring water. And you're drinking water that's going into your blood, into your body, but it's not penetrating your cells. Do you realize that there is levels to this? To hydration, there's levels to hydration. That's why the highest level of hydration is H3O2. H3O2 comes from your fruits. That is the highest level of hydration right there. Eat some greens. Key lime will help with that. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, all bad. And yes, they're weaponizing our food, y'all. Intracellular cleanse. I'm gonna have to let Mia come in. Mia, do you want to hop into this live? Because I really do want to talk to you. Yeah, look, I love her because she's got some good analogies. One, a good analogy is, it's like, this is how I like to look at it. And I love Mike. Mike is another one of our herbalist friends. Hey Shannon, welcome baby boo. Let me know if you want to come in, Mia. Request to be in the live. But he was like, it's kind of like this. If you're fixing a wooden chair, would you go and get some plastic and try to glue the plastic on there? No, right? No, you wouldn't. You would get some wood and you would fix it with wood. So why don't we fix our bodies with the same things that they're composed of already, naturally? In this womb renewal right here, it offers the right balance of the right hormonal balance that you need. So if your body is overproducing estrogen, it releases the estrogen from the body. It adds progesterone to your body. It allows your body to find its own homeostasis, its own rhythm. It tells the pituitary gland, hey, send progesterone down here to do this. Hey, we're imbalanced in testosterone, so go ahead and send this to do that. Send the pregnenolone. We have this going on. They're going through their ovulation cycle. So yeah, we do need some progesterone to release this corpus luteum so that it can shed its endometrium lining, right? If you are out of balance, girl, my background is too loud. Okay, it's fine. If you are out of balance, your pituitary gland is not telling the body what to do. It's misfiring. So you're out of balance. Your body is not getting the progesterone to take this and send it down the chute. And that's why so many of y'all have absent periods. You're like, I ain't getting no period. There might be some stuff growing on the inside of you. That's not normal. It's not normal to not get your period. So all of this, it literally balances it balances you out. And when I say you don't want to necessarily go and get any type of surgeries, like I remember back in the day, they used to uphold a oath that says no, like you would not do any unnecessary harm, no unnecessary procedures or any unnecessary anything like that, right? And what do we see left and right? The first thing they offer you is a surgery option. But you can shrink those tumors. Those tumors will start to shrink because guess what? If you got all of those, if you got all these overgrowth of cells sitting up there, it's gonna send extra progesterone to start releasing all of those cells, right? Then you'll start to see everything balance back out. You'll start to see your periods come back. You might be like, man, I ain't had a flow like this, or I feel normal again, but it started to shed that lining again. Do you picking up what I'm putting down? Like, I hope this is making sense to y'all. The tumors will start to shrink. Also, they're to that wall, go in and they're starting to make me lag. That's what so the link to the link the endometrium. If you guys are in here, go ahead and send some hearts in because it's lagging and I know it's doing it on purpose. But we're gonna get ready to conclude here. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned a couple of other things before I conclude about everything that's going on. Remember, everything is reversible. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what you've heard. Do your own research, okay? one thing I want to suggest to anybody who's going through it right now, right now, because I'm not trying to always sell you something. You might like, I don't have no money for that right now. What can you do? Get you some red clover. Start drinking red clover. That is a natural blood cleanser. You could even get burdock root. But I want you to get some red clover if you're ailing with this, and then make a dish out of it. Make a tea. Make an infusion, an herbal infusion. Strain it, and then dish. I want you to dish twice a week with the red clover. Dish and drink the red clover. That is going to be my number one tip for you. And look up red clover. Please look up red clover. Please look up red clover. I ain't gonna keep telling y'all about these herbs and then y'all not take me up on what I'm trying to say, because like I said, it's phytoestrogenic. That's number one. So what do you know what a phytoestrogen is? Anybody know? It's a great tea. Keep us clean from all those toxins. Yes, it does. It detoxifies you. Okay. So anytime you have an overproduction of estrogen, it acts as estrogen. It will remove the extra estrogen. Like I said, your body knows what to do. It produces it itself. So if your body is not regulating itself, you want to take something like red clover, because it literally puts you back in regulation. It's not a synthetic form of it. Hear me. It's not synthetic. It helps your body to re-regulate so it can start to produce what it needs to. It also can tell something else to turn into something else. Like, hey, pituitary gland, go ahead and produce, like I said, progesterone, so we can release this overgrowth of cells on her ovaries. So we can remove these fibroid tumors, so that we can shed this extra thick endometrium lining. Okay. And it's reputed as anti-cancer activity. Y'all, this is not FDA approved, but it's an herb. So I'm just gonna say, go study the, it's a flower. Go study the flower. I don't have to like name all this stuff if go study it. You definitely want to make sure you're drinking it. Anti-cancer activity, which means that people who are starting to find out that the prolonging of having PCOS or fibroid tumors has turned into cervical cancer, they start drinking this red clover. Anti-cancer activity. It also lowers your menopausal symptoms. It also lowers those mood swings. It also regulates temperature. So the heat in your body, what causes you to have hot flashes, it regulates your temperature. That's what brings you back into homeostasis. Okay. But if you are, somebody's going to say, oh, there's black cohosh for that. But if you have PCOS, do not take black cohosh. As a matter of fact, stay away from black cohosh, lavender, and chamomile. Also have estrogen-like activity, but it's not a phytoestrogen. It has estrogen-like activity that adds estrogen, and you're not looking for that right now. Okay. So, like I said, the reason why you have painful and swollen boobs is because during that time, your body is releasing. How many of y'all have a good poop every time you start your cycle? Let's be real. About that first, second day, sometimes the first and second day, you get a good release because your body naturally knows how to cleanse itself. The body naturally knows how to cleanse itself. So you start to shed here. Like you start to shed toxins even more in every part of your lymph. Remember, I said your pituitary gland is the master gland for all of your reproductive organs. So everything associated with reproduction, including your breast, where you get the pregnenolone from when you start to lactate, when you need to produce milk for your baby, all that stuff starts to happen around that time. That's why your breasts swell. It's not allowing the toxins to come out the right way. So you get all of that from that the red clover, and red clover is in the womb renewal. It is in these capsules. Okay. So you eat a diet of vegetables. You want to eat high fruits. You want to go on a nice cleanse. Take your body through a natural cleanse. This is the way for you to start to reverse what's going on. You got to cleanse your body first so that the herbs can go in and do their work. If you're going to just start taking herbs on top of toxins, you're fighting against a bunch of toxins. So like the red clover, you can do the womb renewal while you're doing the cleanse because it's still a blood cleanser. It's going to help you to cleanse your blood faster, actually. And drink it as a tea. Drink the red clover as a tea. I would even get the womb renewal in a tea form because it gets to your bloodstream faster. It doesn't have to break down into it bypasses totally your pancreas and your whole digestive system. It goes straight to your blood. The tea. When you take the capsules, it has to be digested first and then it distributes to where it's supposed to go. So they do still work. They definitely work, but I prefer teas for that reason. So detox your body. Drink the teas, and then you want to go on a fruit cleanse. You want to go on a high fruit diet. I would go on a fruit juice cleanse or a raw fruits and raw vegetable diet for 30 days. Okay, because your fruits, and I would do fruits in the morning, and then I will start introducing my vegetables in the PM. You can do fruits and vegetables in the PM, but I will introduce the vegetables later. Your fruits are astringents, especially your melons. Eat your melons separate. Mono eat your melons. And then you can mix whatever other kind of fruit you want to, but you want to make sure that you're eating fruits that grow up high, like on the trees, and high in berries, antioxidants. Okay? You want to start a lot of that reversal is going to happen during that cleansing process right there, because you are literally ridding the environment for that host to survive. Disease can only survive in an acidic environment. It can only survive in an environment that allows for it to exist. So if you make your body more alkaline, it cannot exist. Do you hear me? But your job afterwards is to maintain your body's alkalinity as best as you can. And that's going to happen with your diet shift. So making healthy, conscious choices after you come off that cleanse. Some of you might, depending on what's going on, you may need to go a little bit longer, but let your body tell you. You know what it feels like. You know when they're shrinking. You will start to see what's going on. But I want you to be encouraged, because there's somebody probably out there who are like, I'm only 30 years old and they telling me I might have to get a hysterectomy. No, you don't, sis. No, you don't. I promise you, you don't. You do not have to do anything you don't want to do, but it is up to you to advocate for your own health. It is up to you to start doing your own research. It's going to be up to you to decide that you want to live well and that you're going to do the work. It's not a whole lot of work. It's very simple. It's just a new way. Clay as well. Let's introduce some external things you can do. You can take deep cleansing baths. You could actually make a tea out of your a very strong tea out of your red clover. Add some bentonite clay to it. Add you some Epsom salt and just take a nice healing bath. That also rids your body of excess toxins. It rids your body of excess toxins. You're also going to want to start changing up. As much as you might not, want to, y'all need to change up your deodorants, change up your lotions, change up your body sprays, all that Bath and Body Works stuff, throw it in the trash. All of that stuff is throwing your hormones out of whack. I am so sorry to name drop like that. I didn't really mean to, but it just kind of came out. But let me be real. All of that stuff. And like I told y'all, in the past 10 years, blink, blink, wink, wink, there has been an increase of breast cancer. And guess what's always on sale every holiday season? Bath and Body Works. What are we putting on ourselves constantly? Look at what's on your lotions. Y'all got to start doing more natural stuff. I want to give you a couple of recommendations for some natural deodorant. Go in Ulta, go get you some Each and Every. I love Each and Every. That's what I've been on lately, and it works for me. There are some other ones out there I've tried. They work for a little while and then they stop working, but I promise you, Each and Every has not failed me. It has not failed me. And one thing of Each and Every lasts me by myself 3 months. Kid you not. And I don't use it every day because I don't need to use it every day. My body is starting to naturally detoxify itself. Greens. Somebody mentioned greens. Definitely get you some greens. Because, oh, sorry, y'all. Greens. Oh, they're high in B12, y'all. But you know, and it's high in chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is known to balance out your pH. So if you are always musty, or if you have like a BO problem, it's because your pH is out of balance. So you want to start drinking greens. You need a balance of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in your body. And the Chinese will call that Qi, or what they know as Qi, which is energy. But your body's energy is out of alignment. Essentially is what that means. So get you some greens. I sell Go Good Greens. I've been into this pack already, so this not as you get a big pack. But get you some greens in. That's going to help to balance out your pH. That also helps people who are dealing with P.C.O.S, endometriosis, and all that stuff. You need an iron builder? You need this right here. Iron fluorine. Get on my website and order you some iron fluorine. And I'm really, God has put it on to participate in this Black Friday holiday season. I really want to bless y'all, because not only do I start getting on this, but I want you to like really try some of my products. I make some amazing stuff. Name has iron fluorine. Yep, the name is called iron fluorine. That's literally what I named it, because I don't want y'all to be confused about it. Like, what is it? It's iron fluorine. It is a plant-based iron builder. And plant-based iron, baby, it builds your red blood cells. It is known to reproduce your hemoglobin. Like, y'all, come on. It's high out. It's so alkaline. It is so alkaline. What'd you say? What do you use for dishwashing soap? Stainless steel is great. Y'all, I haven't completely like stopped using everything. I still use Dawn. I use Dawn. But I have been using another brand, E.O.S, like as my detergent. And this other brand, I can't remember it because I just got it recently, and it's a process, y'all. So what I do is I make sure that I can do what I can do, right? I haven't learned every single in and out, but I do use cast iron soap. When I can get my hands on the Dr. Bronner's, I like to use cast iron soap. You can use cast iron soap. Some people clean with straight up vinegar. You can wash your dishes with vinegar. You can. But back to the iron fluorine. It's high in vitamin C, B6, B12, and antioxidants. And it's literally the iron that your body needs to grow. It's literally what kids need for growth and development. And I want to touch on this while we're here real quick. There's a lot of children who are dealing with, there's a lot of parents talking about their child are developmentally delayed and cognitively delayed. A lot of their speech is starting to be delayed. And I'm talking about children who are ages 1 to 3 and 4 and on up to 5. Like, you know, you're just starting to notice it, but I'm talking about like astronomically lately between 1 and 3. Is because they are if they've been immunized, they're full of lead. They're full of heavy metals. And the best way to start detoxing your children is with iron fluorine. Iron is a magnetic herb that literally aids and pulls toxic heavy metals out of your body. You need to be on iron. Plant-based, you be having your life. You need iron fluorine in your life because you're not getting it from the animal, the blood of the animal. Go Good, go high in B12 because you're not getting it from animals. That's why I don't drink it, because I just want to sell y'all something. This is my lifestyle. I'm sharing my lifestyle and how I have started to thrive. Not just force myself into sick of what's going on. Yeah, that too, but I'm thriving. Is the point. So it also is very high in oxygen. So make sure you get on there and read. There's so much more information about iron website, but go on there and check it out. Find some alternatives, and let's just make it, y'all. So if you start seeing me more live, just please, when you see me live, I'll try to give you a heads up if I make it a Wellness Wednesday thing where I go live. So this is what I do, but it's still a divine time. When you see this video, it was meant for you to see. But I want to start to, just grow and let you guys know that you can come answers as I'm learning and growing. Share that with you. So if you have any questions, I'm like 2 minutes. So very welcome as you stay. Thank you for this. You stayed. I'm glad it was informal. Put it on my spirit too. I was like fired up after they kept deleting. So I was like, that's there because you deserve to know this. And with that said, if you live in, you can put the title to talking about. I'll try to include it in the title. But that just anyway, I love you guys. You always for the link. Make a purchase. There was something I talked about that I heard you say is definitely look. If you have any more questions, ask me. But if you have consultation, you could also consultation on. Yeah, it's lagging. I don't want y'all to know. Okay, we're about to end. Until next time, be good to yourself, to one another. I love you.